Everyone, how's everybody doing? Got 5 people in here, so when you come in the room, just put in the chat box, say hey or who's here. John Nagy's here. All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is gonna be a fun trivia night. I'm looking forward to it because it's all about the Tetelestai. So it will have everything and anything to do with the Tetelestai. Hope everybody's Easter was really good. Yes, Ray, go Steelers. A little thumbnail there, but I think I'm just gonna call you Kakui. My internet connection is not stable, it says, so I'm gonna back this thing up. Plus, you guys can see my Steelers gear a little bit more. Hi, Taylor and Rachel. We'll get some. We'll let some people come on in. Right now, we only. All right, let me know if it's me or if it's you. Think it's my connection? I don't know. Let me try going in the house here.
Yeah, that takes it.
Let me try going in the house here.
Echo.
All right. Hang on tight there. All right. I don't know. My bad connection in the garage, apparently. All right. Let me go. Let's see. I think I got my questions here. All right. All right. Terry can hear us. K Kui says I'm back. Hi, Hallie. Might have to close these windows here. All right. All right, we're up to 9, 10 people. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm still going to call you K Kui. Kate. I know it's you. I'm just going to keep calling. Hi, Robin. Hi, Lisa. So as I was getting these questions ready, they were kind of tough. So, but I learned a lot. So I'm hoping that you guys will learn a lot too. So. All right. We'll wait a couple minutes here. All right. I did send out the reminder to everybody today, so hopefully people will join us. We'll have we'll have today, and then we'll have another one in May, and that'll be our last trivia night, at least for the foreseeable future.
Super delay.
All right. Well, all right. Like I said, I hope everybody's Easter went really well. I really enjoyed having everybody there at Our Lady of Guadalupe for our Good Friday service. That was nice. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a couple more in-person prayer and praises. That way, we can get together a little bit more as the summer warms up and more people are vaccinated. All right. Well, it's about 7 after, so we will get started with our trivia night. All right. So again, just a reminder how this works. Go ahead and write your answers down, and then after the first 10 questions, I will say the questions again, and then give you the answers, and then you can keep track of how you got right. It was hard to get some of these questions, so I had to dig way deep, like back in the late 70s and early 80s for these questions. So I hope you are all ready and got your thinking caps on. All right, so here we go. Question number 1. Question 1. How much does the current cross weigh? Does the current cross weigh? We've had 3 crosses, and this third one here we've had is our largest. So we're going to say, how much does the current cross weigh? We're going to try and shoot for within 5 pounds. So you can be plus or minus 5 pounds. It's not going to be like The Price is Right, where you got to be under, and then you bust if you go over. One of our G's I say that the cross weighs 9,000 pounds. We'll see if John is right. Might feel that way some nights. All right, number 1. How much does the current cross weigh? Plus or minus 5 pounds. All right, number 2. What are the names of the brothers that wrote the music and lyrics of Tetelestai? How much does... Oh, that's number 1. Number 2. What are the names of the brothers that wrote the music and lyrics and script of Tetelestai? All right, that's number 2. Number 2, what are the names of the brothers that wrote the music, lyrics, and scripts of Tetelestai? All right, number 3. Name one of the 2 cast members that have most often played the role of Caiaphas. Name one of the 2 cast members that have most often played the role of Caiaphas. All right, number 4. Number 4, what are the whips made of that we use in the show? So I think Kate Kiwi is talking about number 3. Name one of the 2 cast members that have most often played the role of Caiaphas. No, they're not current cast members. They are cast members within the 42 years that we've done it. So name one of the 2 past cast members that have most often played the role of Caiaphas. All right. That's number 3. Number 4 was, what are the whips made of that we use in the show? What material are they made of? Number 5. Number 5. What city is the furthest Tetelestai has traveled to perform Tetelestai. So what city is the furthest Tetelestai has traveled to perform Tetelestai? And this is furthest in miles. So how many the furthest away mileage wise? So what city is the furthest Tetelestai has traveled to perform Tetelestai? We've had quite a few, quite a few, but we've had a few out of town performances. A lot of times we stay within Ohio, but then we've had a few shows outside of Ohio. All right. Number 6. Which current cast member was in the cast in the earliest season? Which current cast member that has been in the cast just last year and is in there now was in the cast in its earliest season? So we're talking, I'll give you a hint, we're talking back in the 80s here. Okay. Cast, well, it's within the cast and crew, yes. Which current cast or crew member was in the cast in the earliest season? Okay, you get a drink, baby.
And that was on the outside of the trampoline, and Hannah was playing polo.
Oh.
But I figured it out with Mom.
Good job figuring it out. All right. So number 6, which current cast or crew member was in the cast in its earliest season? All right. Number 7, what church hosted the first performance of Tetelestai as part of the Cleveland Performing Arts Ministry? What church hosted the first performance of Tetelestai as part of the Cleveland Performing Arts Ministry? All the way back in 1977. When Tetelestai first came to the Cleveland area, what church hosted that first performance? All right, number 8. This was an interesting one. Be curious if anybody gets this. In what years did Tetelestai feature a rotating cast? So there were 2 years where there was an A cast and a B cast, and they would alternate according to just their specific night of what they were supposed to do. So they rotated their cast. I'm not sure if it was every weekend or every night, but they rotated. So, so in what years did Tetelestai feature a rotating cast? All right, if you can name one of them, I'll be surprised because these are tough. So there's 2 different years. Name one of them. Okay. Number 9. How many different people have portrayed the role of Jesus in the 42 years of the ministry? So how many different people have portrayed Jesus here in the Cleveland Performing Arts Ministries? I got to get my notes ready as when we go over the answers here. All right. So number 9, how many different people have portrayed Jesus within the 42 years of the Cleveland Performing Arts Ministry here in Cleveland? All right. Number 10, our last one for this round. What church has hosted Tetelestai the most often? Not including Gilmore Academy and St. Anselm. So Do not include Gilmore Academy or St. Anselm in your answers. But other than those two churches, what church has hosted Tetelestai the most often? And I will give you points for if you name off any of the ones, if you wrote down any of the ones that I name off, all right, because there's quite a few here that have hosted us quite a bit. So I'll give you, if you answer, write down one of the answers that I call out, then you get a point, okay? All right. So that is number 10. Number 10, what church has hosted Tetelestai the most often, not including Gilmore Academy and St. Anselm? All right, I'm going to go back through. I'm going to read them all, 1 through 10, real quick, just in case you missed one or two. And then we'll go over the answers as soon as I get done. All right, so number 1, how much does the current cross weigh, plus or minus 5 pounds? Number 2, what are the names of the brothers that wrote the music, lyrics, and script of Tetelestai? Number 3, name one of the 2 cast members that have most often portrayed the role of Caiaphas. What are the whips made of that we use in the show? Number 4. Number 5, what city is the furthest Tetelestai has traveled to perform the show? Number 6, what current cast or crew member was in the cast in the earliest season? Number 7, what church hosted the first performance of Tetelestai as part of the Cleveland Performing Arts Ministries? Number 8, in what years, there are 2 years, did Tetelestai feature a rotating cast, an A cast and a B cast? So name one of those 2 years. Number 9, how many different people have portrayed the role of Jesus in the 42 years of the Cleveland Performing Arts Ministries? And number 10, what church has hosted Tetelestai the most often, not including Gilmore Academy and St. Anselm? All right. Here we go. Number 1, how much does the current cross weigh? 125 pounds. So if you said between 120 and 130, you would get the points. So the answer, how much does the current cross weigh? 125. Number 2, what are the names of the brothers that wrote the music and lyrics of Tetelestai? That is Russ and Joel Nagy. Number 3, name one of the 2 cast members that have most often portrayed the role of Caiaphas. All right, so this is past and present, all combined here. The longest, the one who has played Caiaphas the most often is Mike Smith. Mike Smith played Caiaphas 8 years. The next one behind him is Vic Sopko, and he caught Caiaphas 6 times. So we have Mike Smith and Vic Sopko. So if you answered either one of those, you got a point for that one. All right. Number 4, what are the whips made of that we use in the show? Those are made of a chamois, so it's a little softer material. Hallie, you got both. I'm guessing Mike Smith and Vic Sopko. Good job. If we get them both right, do we get 2 points? Yes. Because this is a difficult, these are difficult ones, you'll get 2 points. All right. Not a ShamWow. It's kind of like it, I guess. All right. All right, moving on here. Number 5. What city is the furthest Tetelestai has traveled to perform Tetelestai? That would be Princeton, Indiana. Princeton, Indiana. I've been told that we have a 500-mile radius. And I'm going to try and test those boundaries, though, I think in a couple of years. But Princeton, Indiana, so far has been our longest mileage, and that mileage is 456 miles. 456 miles to Princeton, Indiana. All right. Yeah, Roanoke. No, Roanoke was only like 300 miles or something. Princeton, Indiana was a long trip. All right, Terry. Yeah, Terry was at Princeton. All right, number 6 here. Which current cast or crew member was in the cast in the earliest season? All right, we tried tricking you on this one. The answer is Connie Stoffe. The earliest season she was in it was 1982. We were thinking it might have been Joe Jarzynski, but I asked Joe, and Joe said that his first year in the cast was 1983. So Connie beat him by 1 year. 1 year. All right, number 7. What church hosted the first performance of Tetelestai as part of their Cleveland Performing Arts Ministry? That was St. Anselm in Chesterland. St. Anselm. Number 8. In what years did Tetelestai feature a rotating cast? So they had an A cast and a B cast. There were 2 years. If you got one of these, you get 1 point. If you got both of these, I'll be super impressed, and you will get a whole bunch of 2 points. So you'll get a whole 2 points. The answers are 1983, 1983, and 1991. 1991 and 1983 are the 2 years that we've had an A cast and a B cast. All right, number 9. All right, let me get my list for this one. How many different people have portrayed the role of Jesus in the 42 years of the ministry? So we have a grand total of 14. 14. I'm going to name them off here just so you know I'm counting correctly. We've got, first one was Richard DeTardis, then Tom Alamagno, Tom Vitale, Joe Trevisano, Jason Beadlow, Dan Houlihan, Walter Hazard, Pat Music, yours truly, Dave LaGuardia, Joe Ragusky, Sean Belt, Doug Nickel, and John Nagy. So 14. Yeah, KQE said 15. You were pretty close there. But it was 14. So all right. Yeah, so 14 people played Jesus. Good. All right. What? Dan Houlihan. Yeah, I said Dan Houlihan. Dan Houlihan was after Jason Beadlow and Walter in between Walter Hazard. How close did you have to get, Ray? You had to get all 14 of them. Yep. No gimmies on this one. I'm trying to give you breaks on these other ones. All right. So we had 14 people. All right. Last one here. Number 10. What church has hosted Tetelestai the most often, not including Gilmore Academy and St. Anselm? All right. So listen, you'll get 1 point on this one if you said any of these churches. All right. So you're not going to get 100 points for these ones. All right. So 1 point if you said any of these ones. So we had a tie for the most, other than Gilmore and St. Anselm. St. Stanislaus and St. Barnabas have both hosted Tetelestai 5 times. All right. Then we had 5 churches that have hosted Tetelestai 4 times. St. Martin of Tours, Holy Angels, Willoughby UMC, St. Joseph in Ashtabula, and Lafayette United Methodist. Okay, so if you had any of those down, you get the point for that question. St. Stanislaus, St. Barnabas, St. Martin of Tours, Holy Angels, Willoughby UMC, St. Joseph in Ashtabula, and Lafayette United Methodist Church. All right. So of those 10, how many did you guys get right? John, 7 out of 10. Hallie, 8 out of 10. All right. I thought they'd be a little bit harder. Ray plays like 10. All right. Or was that, I'm missing a number. Kikui said 6 out of 10. Colleen, 5 out of 10. Taylor got 3. Rachel got 4. All right. These were tough. I'm surprised that the ones that got like 7, 8, and 9. That's great. Julie, 6. Ray got both Caiaphas. Would that be Caiaphasi? If multiple Jesus is Jesus, would multiple Caiaphas be Caiaphasi? I don't know. Trying it out. Making up words. That's how I roll. All right. I think these are going to get a little bit harder here for you before we roll into the round 2. So round 2, you can refill your drinks here. Spelling should not count. Spelling does not count. Because I agree with you, Ray. Spelling should not count. All right. All right. We're going to go on to our second round of 10. All right. All right. Here we go. Number 11. So you guys know the silver coin that the priests throw Jesus, and it's got a pig on it. It's silver. Well, I want to know, how much is that silver pig coin worth? So one of my little helpers that created these questions with me, they looked up the price of this coin and like just currently. So how much is that silver pig coin worth if we were to go sell it? This one you can be within like $10. All right. I'll give you $10 plus or minus. Taylor, I don't know who would hit you, Taylor, with that coin. Surely it wasn't I. It must have been one of the other mean Jesus that play the role. All right, number 12. Name the cast member, past or present, who has portrayed Pilate more than any other cast member. So we're thinking Pontius Pilate here. So current or past cast member who has portrayed Pilate more than any other cast member. All right. Number 13 here. How are Russ and Joel Nagy related to our current production director, Randy Nagy? How are Russ and Joel Nagy related to our current production director, Randy Nagy? I told you these questions are coming from all over the place. So they got show related, cast related, director related, anything that has to do with Tetelestai, I pulled it as a question. All right. So number 13, how are Russ and Joel Nagy related to our current production director, Randy Nagy? All right. Number 14, name 2 of Tetelestai's rehearsal facilities within the 42 years? So over the 42 years, we've had a number of rehearsal facilities. Name 2 of them in order to receive full credit for this one. This is kind of a tough one. In my 23 years or 24, I don't know how long I've been in it, but in my 20 some years, I've only had 1 rehearsal place. Isn't that crazy? So Gilmore Academy. Oh, I just gave that one away. Don't come up with that one. Come up with a different one. But anyway, Gilmore Academy has been nice to us in the past 20 some years. All right. So try and come up with one of the other ones, but you can still get a point. Anyway, moving on, since I gave you that answer already. All right. Number 15. What production director eliminated body makeup from the show? For all of you newbies, we used to have to put on body makeup on our feet and legs and arms and hands in the mud pit, and it was the grossest thing in existence, I think. So one of our directors was very intelligent, and they did away with our body makeup. Yes, exactly, Kate Kui. This person is our hero. So anyway, what director eliminated body makeup from the show? All right. This next question, number 16, I had to do a lot of research. And so this is a tough one. So, all right. How many different venues have hosted Tetelestai? So over the 42 years, how many different venues have hosted Tetelestai? And yes, I counted them all up when I looked on the website to all the past performances, and I counted them up one by one by one. So, how many different venues have hosted Tetelestai? This one, if you could be within 5, I think I'd be impressed if you could get this within 5. So plus or minus 5. All right. All right. Number 17. This question came from our props mistress. Number 17. How much blood is used in each season of Tetelestai? So each season of Tetelestai, how much blood do we go through? How much blood is used each season of Tetelestai? One of my helpers was the props mistress for these questions. She was a big help. All right, number 18. What is the largest venue that Tetelestai has been performed at by its seating capacity? So we've been to a couple large venues over the past 42 years. We want to find out the largest one by seating capacity that we've performed at. That's number 18. It was the largest venue that Tetelestai has been performed at by its seating capacity. All right. Moving on to number 19. I will repeat all of these questions real quick after we get done with number 20. All right. Number 19. Name 2 of the 3 characters who have been portrayed as washing Jesus's feet. So there have been 3 characters throughout the years that have been portrayed to wash Jesus's feet. Name 2 of the 3. If you can name 2 of them, you will get 2 points for them. If you name all 3, you won't get 3 points. We're just max and most points here. Max points is 2 for this one. So name 2 of the 3 characters who have been portrayed as washing Jesus's feet in the show. All right, number 20. This was like one of the hardest ones too. And one of my other helpers got me this question too. All right, number 20. From what donated material was the original stage skirting made? From what donated material was the original stage skirting made? I will be impressed if anyone gets this one right. You'll have to let me know if you got number 20 right at the end of this round when we give over the answers. So from what donated material was the original stage skirting made? All right. Here we go. I'm going to run through the questions 11 through 20. Solidify your answers, and then I'll go over your answers. All right. Number 11. How much is the silver pig coin worth? Number 12. Name the cast member who has portrayed Pilate more than any other cast member. That's past or present. Number 13. How are Russ and Joel Nagy related to our current production director, Randy Nagy? Number 14. Name 2 of Tetelestai's rehearsal facilities. 1 I already gave you. So let's name 1 more. 15. What director, also known as our hero, eliminated body makeup from the show? Number 16. How many different venues have hosted Tetelestai? Plus or minus, what did I say? Plus or minus 5? Yeah, plus or minus 5. Number 17. How much blood is used each season of Tetelestai? Number 18. What is the largest venue that Tetelestai has been performed at by its seating capacity? Number 19. Name 2 of the 3 characters who have been portrayed as washing Jesus's feet. And number 20. From what donated material was the original stage skirting made? All right. Let's go over these answers. Let's see how many you got right of these this round of 10. Number 11. How much is the silver pig coin worth? My little helper, my props mistress, she looked it up, and it would be worth $70. $70. I'm going too fast for you, Robin. I will slow down for you. We got turtles outside. All right. Number 11. How much is the silver pig coin worth? $70. Number 12. Name the cast member who has portrayed Pilate more than any other cast member. This person is Mike Schrems. I wonder, let's see. Oh, Mike Schrems did it 12 times. He was Pilate 12 times. So, number 13. How are Russ and Joel Nagy related to our current production director, Randy Nagy? The answer is they are not related. So I try to throw a quick trick question in there, as if this list wasn't hard enough. So I'm sorry if I stumped you or if I fooled you. Hopefully you were wise to me though. So, all right, number 14. Name 2 of Tetelestai's rehearsal facilities over the 42 years. I gave you Gilmore Academy. Our other ones that we have had that donated their space to us was Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Aurora, Borromeo, which is in Willowick, Notre Dame College, and St. Anselm. And then we've had some extra rehearsals at Old 8 Studio in Northfield here. All right. So if you got 2 of them, you got that point for that question. All right. Number 15. What director eliminated body makeup from the show? That was Vic Sopko. Vic Sopko was wise beyond his years at that time and said, let's get rid of that body makeup, which I don't know. Randy might decide if we want to go back to it, but hopefully not. All right. Number 16. How many different venues have hosted Tetelestai? All right. And after I added all these up, I was surprised that it hit like right on like a nice round number, which was great. And so we're going to say plus or minus 5. All right. The number of venues that I counted up was 200 right on the dot. All right. So we're going to say plus or minus 5. So if your answer was in between 195 and 205, you will get a point for that one. So we've been to 200 different venues. That's crazy. All right. Number 17. How much blood is used each season of Tetelestai? Connie told me that we go through 2 gallons of blood each season. 2 gallons she makes, and we go through it. Ah, Claire, I was right on, huh? All right, good. All right, number 18. What is the largest venue that Tetelestai has been performed at by its seating capacity? All right, so we've gone to about 4 or 5 really large venues. The largest seating venue that we had was the Music Hall in Cleveland, and that seats 3,000 people. So Music Hall in Cleveland was 3,000. So if you got that one, you got the point for that. All right. These next ones I was just going to tell you for just so we can be smarter. The second one, the largest venue, held 2,500 seats, and that was in the Taft Theater in Cincinnati. And then, so is that the same as Masonic? No, it is not the same as Masonic. Masonic is our third. Our third one is Masonic Auditorium, and that seats 2,200. So Music Hall, and then Taft Theater, and then Masonic. So if you said Music Hall for number 18, Music Hall for number 18, you got that right. John, you missed the answer to number 17. Answer to 17 is 2 gallons of blood. 2 gallons of blood. And we haven't gotten to 19 yet. So the answer for 18 is the Music Hall in Cleveland, which seats 3,000 people. All right, number 19. Name 2 of the 3 characters who have been portrayed as washing Jesus' feet. Rahab is the most current one, and it's the most consistent within the most recent years. Also, Mary Magdalene has portrayed washing Jesus' feet, and also Mary of Bethany. So Mary Magdalene, Mary of Bethany, and Rahab. If you got 2 of those 3, you'll get two points for that one. Make up on some of these other hard ones. All right, and number 20. This was an interesting one. From what donated material was the original stage skirting made? It was made from the interior linings of Cadillacs. So my other helper told me that apparently we knew a guy. So number 18 was the Music Hall in Cleveland, Robin. The Music Hall in Cleveland for number 18. All right, and 20 was the interior linings from Cadillacs. So I never would have guessed that that's where our stage skirting was from. But all right, let me know if you missed anything, and then I'll repeat the answers to some of those. But then, if not, post what you got out of 10 that round. And if you got answer number 20 correctly, let me know, because that was a tough one. Okay. No, it is not the Masonic Temple. It's different than the music hall. 5 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 6 out of 10. All right. All right. Staying right in the middle of the pack. Very good. Very good. All right. We got 10 more questions, and then we'll add up our total amounts. You are welcome. There's about an 800 seat difference between the music hall and the Masonic Auditorium. FYI, Robin. Now you're smarter for knowing that. All right. Here we go. We are going to move on to number 21. All right. Excuse me. Thirsty. All right. We are on question number 21. All right. For all of you people that like playing the Masonic Auditorium, here's a question for you. Number 21. How many times has Tetelestai played at the Masonic Auditorium? How many times has Tetelestai played at Masonic Auditorium? All right, number 22. All right, I got this question from my props helper. Name one of the original props that were used back in 1977 that are still used on stage today. So there are 3 props that are used on stage currently that were used in the original show. Name one of those props. I thought that was a good question my helper came up with. All right. Number 23. How many different sound and light companies have been formally associated with Tetelestai? So how many different sound and light companies have been formally associated with Tetelestai? Told you these questions were tough. I was like digging back in the archives and from some experienced helpers for these questions. How many different sound and light companies have been formally associated with Tetelestai? All right. Now we're another props question. Do you know the metal dice that the Roman guards are using at the tomb scene there of Tetelestai? I want to know who made those metal dice that are used in that tomb scene. Who made those metal dice? I'll give you a hint. Their relatives are still in the cast currently. So, who made the metal dice used in the tomb scene of the show? And their relatives are still in the cast and crew today. All right, number 25. How old is our current stage that we use for the shows? How old is our current stage that we use at Tetelestai? I don't know how many stages we've had. I know for sure 2. I don't know if there was another one before the old wooden one. So our current stage that we use at Tetelestai, how old is that? And that was probably the best purchase that Tetelestai has made. The flexibility with that stage is really, really good. All right, so how old is our current stage that we use at Tetelestai? It's number 25. Number 26. Who has been the music director for Tetelestai the most seasons? So who has been the music director most often for Tetelestai in the 42 years? Who has been music director for Tetelestai the most seasons? All right, number 26, one more time. Who has been music director for Tetelestai the most seasons of the 42? 27. What director introduced the healing of a deaf mute in the performance? What director introduced the healing of a deaf mute in the performance? All right, we got 3 more questions left. Number 27 again, one more time. What director introduced the healing of a deaf mute in the performance? All right, number 28. Which former cast member drove from Michigan to rehearsals and performances? Which former cast member drove from Michigan to rehearsals and performances? They're supposed to be hard. Can't be too easy. Which former cast member drove from Michigan to rehearsals and performances? All right. In 2017, this is question number 29. In 2017, one of our lovely directors had an awesome idea for our 40th reunion show. And we had invited all the past cast and crew members to come up and be on stage for our 40th reunion show in the summer of 2017. 2017. I don't know why I said 2007. The question for 29 is how many cast and crew were present for the 40th anniversary reunion performances? So that's cast and crew. So both cast and crew. How many cast and crew did we have come back for that 40th anniversary reunion show? That's question number 29. How many cast and crew came back to perform at the 40th reunion show in 2017? All right. Here for the final question. Number 30. The Tetelestai stage was the scene for how many marriage proposals? Number 30. The Tetelestai stage was the scene for how many marriage proposals? All right. You guys are awfully quiet in the chat tonight. All right. All right. I'm going to read them through pretty quickly, 21 to 30. And then I'll go over answers. Number 21. How many times has Tetelestai played at Masonic Auditorium? Number 22. Name one of the original props that are still used on stage today. Number 23. How many different sound and light companies have been formerly associated with Tetelestai? Number 24. Who made the metal dice used in the tomb scene of the show? Number 25. How old is our current stage that we use at Tetelestai? Number 26. Who has been music director for Tetelestai the most seasons? Number 27. What director introduced the healing of a deaf mute in the performance? Number 28. Which former cast member drove from Michigan to rehearsals and performances? Number 29. How many cast and crew were present for the 40th anniversary reunion performances? And number 30. The Tetelestai stage was the scene for how many marriage proposals? All right. We'll go over the. All right, hold on a minute. I don't know. It must be raining out there when the kids are coming in. Is this true? All right, number 21. We'll do their answers real quick, and then we'll be off here for the night. Number 21. How many times has Tetelestai played at Masonic Auditorium? That is 6. 6. All right. Number 22. Name one of the original props that are still used today on stage. All right. So, like I said, there were 3 that are still used today. The first one is the bird cage that's used in the temple, and then the nails that are held up, the 3 nails that are held up during the crucifixion, and also the pounding plate. So during the crucifixion, the plate that so those are 3 props that are still used today that were the original props back in 1977. Pretty cool. Number 23. How many different sound and light companies have been formerly associated with Tetelestai? That number is 5. I was surprised at that one. So Electra Stage, Vincent Lighting, Hood Industries, Stage Right, and Night Sound and Lighting. And then there's also Simply Sound and Lighting, which is Joe Gardner's sound and lighting company. He donates some of his equipment too, but it's not formally associated with Tetelestai, so he kind of helps us out. So, but our answer to that question would be 5. 5 sound and light companies. All right, number 24. Who made the metal dice used in the tomb scene of the show? I learned this one too from my props helper. That's Frank Azzarello. So Doris's husband and Paul's dad. Frank was the one that made those dice. Number 25. How old is our current stage that we use at Tetelestai? It was first used in the 1999 season. So it is 22 years old. 1999, 22 years old. 26. Who has been the music director for Tetelestai for the most seasons? That is my other little helper that helped me come up with the questions, Stacy Knight. Stacy Knight has been music director 10 times of the 42 years. So 10 of those years, Stacy has led us musically. So, all right, number 27. What director introduced the healing of a deaf mute in the performance? That is Dan Houlihan. Dan Houlihan introduced the healing of a deaf mute, and that was when Jesus healed the deaf mute in the temple. And that was, does anybody know who that deaf mute was? You can write it in the comments if you do. We'll see. We'll see if anybody comes up with that while I keep going through. All right. Which former cast member? Barb. Yep. John, it was your mother. Good job. Barb Nagy was our deaf mute, and she did a great job with that. Number 28. Which former cast member drove from Michigan to rehearsals and performances? And he has since passed on, but that would be Roy Sanderson. Roy Sanderson lived up in Michigan, and he would drive in for rehearsals, however long it took, 2 or 3 hours. I'm not sure how long he had to drive, but he would come in for rehearsals and performances. So some of the dedication to some of our cast members are amazing to think about. So yeah, God bless Roy Sanderson and his huge heart. All right, number 29. How many cast and crew were there for the 40th anniversary reunion performances? All right, for this question, we'll do that plus or minus 5 again. It seems like a good number. The answer is 179. 179 people were on stage. 179 people. So if you said 174 up to 184 for people in that casting crew for the 40th show, you got it right. And then number 30, our last question. The Tetelestai stage was the scene for how many marriage proposals? I'm going to say 1 because that's the only one I know, and that's the one I was involved in. So that was in 2011 at Fairlawn West United Church of Christ. And that was when I proposed to Robin. So, isn't that nice? But if there were more proposals on stage, yeah, I don't know. If there were more proposals, I don't know. I know there have been a lot of marriages that have come out of Tetelestai, people meeting in Tetelestai, but I don't know if anybody else proposed on stage. So, all right. So out of those 30 questions, how many did you get right? I know these were tough, and I knew going in, but I really enjoyed coming up with these questions and learning about these answers. So, all right, John got 3 that round. So add them up, sir. Add them up and see what we got. Yes, 179 costumes. There was a lot of costumes, I'm sure, for our costume mistresses. Taylor both got 1. Ray 5. All right, Julie 18. All right, good job. Good job, Julie. These were tough. These were really tough. But I enjoyed kind of reminiscing and learning about the history of the ministry. So. Terry got 3 that round. Kate Quee got 18 out of 30. John 15. Colleen Plazik 15. Terry 12. Good. Ray 20 out of 30. All right. Rocking that 66%. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys had fun kind of reminiscing and thinking about some of these old questions and just learning a little bit more about our ministry and how far we've come in the 42 years. So, but all right. Hopefully you guys had a great time, and I do thanks for joining. We got 7 and 8 out of 30. All right, that's not bad for some newbies, Taylor. All right, you and your mom are real new to the show, so getting 7 out of 8, that's pretty good. Colleen together, if Ray and Colleen combine their scores, they got 35 out of 30. That's great. Yeah, I'm glad you guys had fun, and maybe we'll do this at one of our like rehearsals or something like that. We can do like a little mini trivia thing because it was a lot of fun. So, all right, everybody, stay tuned for the Bible studies are going to be coming up in a couple weeks, and then we're going to be getting together for some prayer and praise outside over the summer. So just stay tuned. We're going to keep on rocking, even though it's Easter's done. We're going to still continue because we want to keep staying in touch with you guys throughout the summer and staying connected. So still working on some churches, and hopefully we'll have a good season next year as well as we can. All right, everybody. You guys have a great night, and thanks for tuning in. And we'll have another Last Supper trivia in May, and I'll be in touch with you guys on that. All right. Terry, my Easter is May 2nd. All right. Well, we're not quite there, so we're going to keep on celebrating. All right, everybody. You have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.